Hey y'all, I'm Logan Lear, and today we will be going over the basics of archery. Okay, so here's my bow. Here's my bows. I will be demonstrating on my Hoyt Ultratech. Pretty cool. Some basics, like aiming, using a release, and just having a good time. So let's get started. Okay. Hold on, let me just move this. Okay, I have it right now. I have a Toxonic target sight. And the release I will be using is a TrueFire, just the basic $30 TrueFire release. Yeah, Westminster, Maryland, that's where I'm filming from, and yeah, it's snowing outside, so that's weird. Just thought I'd point that out. Anyway, right now I have it set to about 43 pounds, which, oh, by the way, this is a tournament bow, not really like a hunting bow. As you can, it's really heavy, like weight-wise, so you wouldn't really want to use this for hunting. I have a normal autocorrect peep sight on there. Everything's sighted in, although right now I'm in for about 20 yards because that's what I shoot at tournaments. But we have an outside range that goes to about 40. My rest, just a normal pop-up rest. But yeah, so basic number one. If you're a beginner, by the way, this isn't intended for adults at all. This is just for like kids that want to get into it, because as you can probably tell, my knowledge isn't that great about it. But yeah, so when you raise it up, you want to pull it straight back, like that. Now I know if this is your first time shooting, it might be a little difficult. You need to like get your arm muscles worked up and whatnot. Like, I was teaching my neighbor how to shoot, and he has a Diamond by Bowtech. It's a nice bow. And it's like cranked up to 50, so he's going like that. You don't want to do that. So yeah. Basic number two, never dry fire your bow. Doesn't matter if it's a compound, doesn't matter if it's a recurve, you never dry fire it. Okay, number three, aiming. If you're a beginner, you might not be into like the sights and the peep sight, or you might have a sight but no peep, but that's just normal. If you don't, well, it's pretty self-explanatory. You just pull back and line the sight up with your target. But if you have a peep sight, it's like one of these auto-straightening ones, like with the little band and whatnot, they automatically straighten themselves out. If you're using one of those, when you pull it back, you want to look straight through. You want the pin to be in the middle of the hole inside your peep sight. So yeah. Number four, when you're pulling back, your elbow, if it's going to be up, try and make sure it's like uniform. Don't make it like that. It's best to try and get it out straight, but I mean, if you're shooting like this and you're getting all fives, it doesn't matter on your form. You're doing good. So yeah. Arrows. I'm using blue Easton Fat Boys. Now, the kind of rest that I'm using, I'm trying to get a good sight on this right here. There we go. Right here. This can support every size of arrow. So when you put it on, you want to make sure, see the fletchings? You want to make sure it looks like that, and that the empty space down here is on the thing. You don't want it to be like this with the arrow, with the fletching underneath. Now I'm inside, so I can't really shoot, but I'm going to do the best I can to show you what it's like. So you always put it on with one fletching facing up. You put it underneath. If you're not using a loop, you put it underneath the arrow and pull back in a straight uniform motion. And then while you would, pull on that. Don't do what I just did. If you're letting down, let it down very carefully. Second, if you are using, here, I'll make it simple to see. This right here is a Browning Micro Midas. If you are just getting in, this is the absolute best bow you can get. It goes from like 20 pounds to around 50, and it can grow with you. But it is not always that accurate, and this one is like really old. You can probably get this for like $50, but the new ones are like $200. I got like the Hoyt that I use right now. That's an $1,100 bow. I didn't pay $1,100 for it. Nobody in their right mind would. This has the same rest on, but no peep sight and no normal sight. Still, you'd fire it just like any other bow. You'd shoot it, and I used this for a great deal of time. It was accurate. It was. This right here is a 1970s Olympic longbow. This is recurve, which means you cannot use a release on. It's 30-pound draw pull, which may not sound like a lot, but when you pull it back and hold it, you need to stretch your arm before you do that. This, it's got a normal longbow sight on, accurate up to like 70 yards, but you have to like arc it up. That's why the sight can turn. All these are mine, by the way. This right here is old. Well, it's not old. It's brand new of an old model. I got my suppressor, my compensator, and my 3-pin hunting sight. This is my hunting bow, though I've never actually gone bow hunting yet. This, I need to adjust the draw length. It's got about 70% let off, which means when you get to about here, it lets off very much. It's got a, what is this called? It's got a trap door rest on it. Oh, sorry. Which, these trapdoor rests are very cool, because when you shoot, it has enough force on it so it goes, I can't get it to work right. Oh, there you go. It goes down. But you have to like be fast with it to get it to do that. This is it's a rapier quad. Darton. Very good bow. But again, if you're a beginner, I would recommend just going with nothing to get from Walmart at all. What else can I teach you? Oh, arrow-wise, choosing your arrow. Choosing your arrow. The Blue Easton, these are aluminum. They come in a lot different weights. Those are like $100 a dozen. These are Eastons as well. But when you're shooting, you really need to get the right arrow for your bow. If you get something too heavy and you sight it in for that, your bow will be inaccurate with any other arrow. This is a Walmart. It is a Carbon Express. It is carbon. It's a carbon arrow. This is the most basic you can get. Pre-tipped, pre-fletched, pre-knocked. I shot the knockoff by accident. These are like $3 a piece. These are Easton Axis full metal jackets. When you buy stuff like this, it's just the shaft. and they're about $100 to $200 a dozen. I put the fletchings on, I put the knock on, I put the tip on. Now these are very, even though it's thin, these are very heavy arrows. The reason it's called this, on the outside it's aluminum, but on the inside it's carbon. But it goes very fast and it's very accurate. So whatever your bow, you can go on like whatever website and probably find a conversion chart. I can't tell you by heart. Also, the difference. I'll make a connection. For those who play Call of Duty, and you have the crossbow, and it shoots 900 feet without dropping at all, and, during the first level, I think. No, it was the one where you have to go and abort the missile launch. That one, and you're on the roof, and you shoot the crossbow. Excuse me. Like 200 yards. It goes in through the window and sticks in the concrete wall behind it, and you can like zip line down it. That is a big false. That cannot happen ever. Now the difference between a crossbow arrow, this is a normal archery arrow, about like 2 feet long. This, hold on, Dad, is a crossbow bolt. My dad was calling me. This is a crossbow bolt. Crossbows, arrows are called bolts, not arrows. They're a difference. The difference is their nocks are not designed to snap into the string. They're just designed to rest on. Oh, this does not have a knock on it. Archery nocks are designed to snap onto the arrow, onto the string, so that it can't fly off when you tilt it. So, that's all I have to say. If you're watching this, I hope you are good. If you plan to get into archery, I hope you like it as much as I do. Good luck. I hope this helps.